Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie here of the MLM Solution. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. I agree with that. Even though I'm retired, I love Fridays. I love the weekends, and we're grateful to have another one. Today is Freelance Friday, as you know, and it is episode number 59. 59. Look at there on the ticker for all you on the podcast. As always, we ask that you guys will share our podcast and our social media platforms and our website with our fellow network marketers all across the globe. You can do that by simply taking a few seconds to share the hashtag, which is hashtag the MLM Solution. Once again, hashtag the MLM Solution. Our website, themlmsolution.net. While you're there, please take a second, just hit that share button, and once again, get this information in the hands of our fellow network marketers across the globe so they can access this wonderful business model where they can do amazing things for themselves and their families through the business. All right. And you can be a part of that positive process. And we will say thank you in advance. As you know, on Freelance Fridays, we talk about all things network marketing, the good, the bad, and yes, even the ugly. We touch on subjects no one else will touch with a 10-foot pole because you have a right to this information. This information will empower you to once again access this great business model so you too can do great things with it. All right. And we like providing that information. So I'm going to hop over here. It's getting close to 11 a.m. and we'll see you guys in a moment.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie and Marie Cannon.
Hey, happy Friday there, Miss Marie. Friday.
Yay, Friday! Getting ready for the weekend.
Yes, it is. Yes. Love the weekends. It never gets old for me. I enjoy them. And believe me, I am grateful for them.
Well, it's a crazy thing about being retired, right? You can pretty much do whatever you want during the week, but everybody else is still working and doing stuff, so everything still gets scheduled on the weekends.
Yeah. Funny how that works, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. I love being retired. I love I guess you would call it the lifestyle. I really don't know what to call it. But I've been retired for so long, Miss Marie, that it's not special anymore. I don't even know how to say it, if that makes sense. But it's been a wonderful ride. And I would encourage anybody to do it. You won't regret it, that's for sure.
Well, I think ultimately it's everybody's goal to hit that point, right? And
Yeah.
Retired for us, I don't think means the same thing that it has for previous generations. Like I know my dad, growing up, I'd listen to him talk about, he worked as hard as he did because he was looking forward to his retirement. And when you asked him what retirement was going to be, it was going to be, being able to sit in his favorite chair, watch his favorite movies on TV, drink his beer, smoke his cigarettes, and just like essentially really do nothing. I mean, he was looking forward to doing nothing. And nowadays, I think we find when people quote unquote retire, it's no longer with that do nothing mindset. People have things they want to do. They want to travel. They want to get more involved with charitable organizations, nonprofit organizations where they can contribute their time and their skills and their experience. So people are retiring and still being contributing members of society, really. Whereas in the past, you retired and you just kind of sat around and did nothing. I'm sure you can testify to that. I have a hard time thinking you're sitting around doing nothing all day long.
No, as the wife tells people, which is so true, she does it so eloquently that I'm jealous that I didn't think of it. But anyway, the point is that she told people, she said, hey, look, She says, we need to go back to work in order to do nothing. It would be nice to be able to just go in every day and know what you're going to do for how long. She said, our lives are so busy. And she's absolutely right. It's amazing, but we both love it. We wouldn't have it any other way, because it keeps us healthy. It keeps us young, if you will. And young, I don't mean like, I don't believe in that fountain of youth, but young at heart, you know. Hey, I got something to do today. Great. You know, it's going to make a difference. Great. You know, so, you know, retirement, you're right. It's totally different than what it was even, I guess, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I cannot lay on the couch unless I'm going to take a nap. But outside of that, I just cannot sit in front of the TV. It's hard for me to do that. I don't know about you. I'm not anti-TV in any way, shape, or form. But it's hard for me to sit in front of the TV all day, knowing I got stuff I got to do.
Yeah. Well, and this is where I think we've misled the younger generations, those folks going into college or recently coming out of college. You constantly hear people recommending, oh, pursue your passions, do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life. And it's like, no, you know what? You need to make a living. You need to be able to support yourself, your family, do the things that actually create an income for you. It's in retirement where you get to pursue your passions and do the fun things that, you know, whether it costs money or maybe it makes very little money. That's for after the fact. That's down the road. You're trying to short circuit the process, and it just doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately, it does not. It does not. Hey, what do you think about some of the changes? Do you like the new images that we use for our show?
Yeah, I'm excited about the new changes that are coming up. We've got that new graphic for free. Little goofy going on there, a little more color, a little fancier.
Yeah.
We've got the intros and the outros that are different. My name's even on it now. That's crazy.
Well, you know, I of course they've been up there for about a week, 8 days now, and I just wanted to revisit just for a second. Not only to let the new listeners know that we've made changes, but to let it sink in to see if your opinion is still the same. I know that you would let me know, well, you know, I think we could change this or that if you felt that way. But it seems like they're spot on, don't they?
I think so. I think so.
And
Continuous improvement. That's what we're all about, right? Continually trying to improve.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, as you know, we've talked about it. The popularity has forced us to change. You know, when you first start out, you don't want to put a lot into it because you don't know where it's going to go. And when things start picking up, you're like, oh, crap. People like this. We got to get our butts in gear. We got to make some changes. So the changes are necessitated by the popularity, the amount of attention we're getting, and it's preparing for the next step. And, you know, once you use it, like anything else, once you use it, you know, you let it sink in and you're like, oh, you know, I need to change this, you know, that needs to be touched up, whatever. But I don't feel that way. I like where we are. And as far as the intro, outro, and the new images, do you like the new image with you and I?
I do.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm in it now.
I know. Before it was just me. That was for the lack of time to put it together, to be honest with you. But
well,
you know,
and actually, you know, the way you've gone about this, Rob, I have to say is just brilliant, because I think a lot of people get caught up in wanting to do something, whether it's a podcast like this or anything else, launching any type of business, even going into a network marketing business and really starting to pursue potential business partners and those types of things. A lot of people get caught up in wanting to know everything and being able to do it just right and having things down perfectly before they get started, when in fact you just need to get started with the bare minimum that you have and make adjustments as you go along, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you've talked about the fact, if anybody's been following us for any length of time, I think you've seen a progression in just the way the podcast flows. I mean, Rob started out doing this on his own, decided, maybe need a little bit more color commentary. So, hello, here's the eye candy.
I made the right choice.
Well, I'm glad you still think so.
I do.
But that was a big thing to pivot on and make a change. And then, just as we've developed our rapport over time, the different topics that we cover, the way the flow of the show goes, just offering up some of the knowledge in the products that we have, the membership that we have, just all the different things that we keep adding as we go along, we're getting better and better, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't start with everything in place because,
no.
Man, that would have taken too much time, money, and effort before we even get any traction or do anything, right? And I think a lot of people, especially getting your network marketing business off the ground, you just kind of need to jump in and start figuring out how to swim as you go.
Yeah. Well, until you started doing that, I really didn't give it much thought. But you're right. I mean, it's been a journey, no doubt. And if I'd have sat down and thought about it, my gosh, I probably would have said, oh no, I'm not going to do that. But I didn't. Like you said, I got up every day and said, okay, what do we need today? Oh gosh, well, we need this. And I got my butt in gear and started doing it. But before you know it, here we are, 200 episodes later. And I'm having as much fun now and as I did when we started. Actually, more fun, to be honest with you. And at the same time, we have come so far and we're so much better prepared to handle hopefully, God willing, the influx of new people. And, you have to have the bandwidth, you have to have the product, you have to have the promotional capabilities, because look, it's a business. You and I are doing this. And we're offering a lot of stuff free, but at the bottom line is that you and I are business people. We want to have a successful business. It brings a sense of pride when you say, hey, look what we did. This is pretty darn cool. And you're helping people in the process, right?
Well, yeah, and it's similar to when we were building network marketing organizations, right? Mm-hmm. It's the effort we're putting in and the success we're achieving, but it's also helping others do the same. Yeah. And I think you probably feel similarly to me. You go to the big events where they're awarding the new rank advancements and the pin ranks and the big bonus checks and those types of things. And when I got those things, that was great. But to see my people getting those accolades and those awards and those rank advancements and things, that was even better. I'd take that all day long. I'd rather just sit in the crowd and cheer on my people rather than be on the stage, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we share that same mindset. That's the way I feel as well. But you know what? You and I will be the ones in the near future where we will be the ones on stage running the event, because we want to, you and I love being around people. We want to do it in person versus doing it this way. This way is fun. I'm not going to knock it. But at the same time, Miss Marie, you and I both enjoy the people, the smiles, the handshakes, the personal interaction. I live for that. And man, it's just freaking awesome. And to be the ones on stage, to be able to look out in the audience and know that you're having an impact on those people. I know that you and I would take that very seriously because we know that they're going to walk away with information that information is going to arm them to do something spectacular with their lives. And so we take that very seriously. We're like, hey, you know what? We got to make sure we're spot on. Not that we wouldn't be. When you tell the truth never changes. We say it all the time, don't we? And the thing is that when we're up on stage, we can walk away feeling good, because what do we do, Miss Marie? It's not about you and I being on stage. You know what it's about? And somebody put it so eloquently, and I think it was Jim Rome. He said, as we close today, by the fact that we all are here at this moment and that you took notes and you heard my words and I heard yours, I received your applause. those moments will never be duplicated with the exact same people again, making this moment as special as you as an individual. Go away from this event embracing these moments and realizing they'll never be repeated again. And that's amazing when you think about it. And that's the kind of impact when you're on stage that you're up there, you're saying, this moment will never happen again. So I've got to be on my game. I've got to empower these people with the right information. Now, hopefully I didn't scare you there. Oh, crap, Rob. As soon as the show's over, I retire. I can't do that.
I'm
Yeah,
good. I'm looking forward to when we can do some events. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
It will be a lot of fun. I enjoy being on stage, not because it does my ego. I don't have an ego, but by the fact that I'm able to be a part of a process that can have a major impact on people's lives, and that's the fun part. It's cool.
Yeah.
So, but
good times, things to look forward to.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's coming. Yes. I hope this year, we still have hope. It's getting, into the 7th month. It's obviously time-wise going to be a challenge, but we can only do one thing at a time, right?
Yep.
First, we got to make our changes. We can't put the cart before the horse, and we got to make changes. I have the registration page available. I haven't put it up for live events, believe it or not. It's one of the things I've been working on. She has not seen it yet, and she will, but I have not shared it with her yet, where we'll do registration for live events. And that'll be coming down the road, but her and I have to do a lot of talking. She's got things going on in her life. I have things going on in my life, and we have to pick the right venue, et cetera, et cetera. And, Miss Marie, a lot of that costs money. And, it takes timing. Because not every event says, oh, sure, Rob, we'll just move this and move that, and we'll make that date available for you. It's like, no, dude, this is the only date we got, and people don't want to travel during the winter. So, we have a small window here, but when you rush, there's a difference between being under the gun. You set a date for September and you have to work your tail end off to get to September where everything's right versus, what? We have a date available the 28th of September, and here it is the 15th. Now, you're going to make mistakes when you try to squeeze all that activity in a 13-day period. You're going to make a boo-boo. That's not the kind of, the stress is the same, but it's under different circumstances. When you have 2 or 3 months in order to prepare correctly to make sure that everything's there, the vendors, the chairs, everything's paid for. When you try and do it in 13 days, woo-hoo, that invites trouble.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that. That might cause me to retire.
Exactly. So you know what? We're going to do it systematically. We're going to take one step at a time. We're not going to be perfect, but you know what? As you said, we're going to take one step at a time. We're going to say, okay, you know what? We're finally there. And we have the money to put down on this event. And this is good weather during this time of month. In other words, everything has to line up, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot that goes into event planning.
Woo-hoo-hoo. The insurance, the deposit, prepaying the food, all of that stuff. Setting up rooms, for people. You have to buy blocks at a time. I mean, that stuff's expensive, Miss Marie. It is not cheap. So there's a lot to be done. And to be honest with you, I'm going to hire a professional to do that. Somebody that has those type of events experience.
Yeah, makes sense.
That way you and I don't have to worry about it. Everything's covered. I'll have a checklist to make sure when I meet them that everything's covered, but it'll surely free me up where I don't have to deal with it because that's too much. And I want it done right, which includes the lighting, the microphones. Then we have to hire a production company to film it. Then you and I have to go in for sound checks, and they set up, and make sure the lighting, make us go up on stage and make sure the lighting, as you can tell, I've been through it before, and they have to set everything up. And once all that's done, usually a day or two in advance, then you actually are ready to go. And then you have to add your materials, your chronological order, and all your slides have to be ready. And then your media person which is different than the people that actually record the event. The media person is one that does the slides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In concert with your speaking. So once again, as you can tell, it is a complex little machine. And boy, whew, I don't know if you and I could pull it off before September or October.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're late enough into the year. We might be looking at 2022. I hate to say it, but realistically speaking,
I would have to say that is beginning to look more realistic. But that's okay. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
So I would say as we sit right now, it'd probably spring of next year, because winter, I don't want to travel during the winter.
Depends on where you're traveling to, but
I got a feeling the first event will be here, and then the next one will probably be where you are. They're both beautiful places, and I don't think yours has as much violence as ours is going through right now. So we'll revisit that. But there's a lot of very close venues here. Indianapolis is a great place as far as events. Every city has its challenge with violence, and we'll have to look at the local environment to see what's going on. We certainly don't want to put people in harm's way. And although I'd love to do it here, they have everything you could possibly want here, as far as free time. The restaurants, amusement parks, museums. I mean, I could go on and on and on. There's just one thing after another, all within close proximity. So, I mean, it's all within walking distance, and that's awesome. But I don't think that downtown's safe enough yet, to be honest with you, especially for people coming in from out of town. And we got a mayor that's a freaking goofball, and he's not taking personal safety very seriously. So I don't think, but there's Indianapolis, there's Nashville, both great cities and close.
Mm-hmm.
You could drive there in one day. If you drive 24 hours straight.
Yeah, I was going to say that'd be a long day's drive for me, but
that'd be a 3-day trip for me. I don't push myself like I used to. The wife would go, "Why are you stopping? We just left 4 hours ago." I'm tired.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, I'm kidding. It'd probably be 5 hours. So, excuse me. That came out of nowhere. Couldn't hit the mute button fast enough. Woo! So, what else is going on with you, Miss Marie?
Oh my goodness, what else is going on? Things in the real estate sector, of course. I don't know if you're still doing real estate investing, but of course that's something we're into a little bit. And I don't know about real estate there in Louisville, but here in Salt Lake, it is an absolute seller's market. It is crazy. Things go on the market, and within 24 hours, there's multiple offers. Thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars over asking price. I mean, It's just, I've never seen anything like this before. It's insane.
It is. And yes, we are. The wife and I went and looked at a house in a very desirable part of town. And it was listed at a great price. I mean, it was actually worth more than what they were asking. But evidently their realtor, or they knew what they were doing. So what they did is they listed it at $580. And this was a home that would certainly go for more, especially in the neighborhood it was in. And so we said, okay, it just went on the market. The wife can see it listed on Zillow, and it say when it was listed, et cetera, et cetera. And she said, well, look at this. And we did. And she said, what do you think? I said, well, let's go out and look at it. And it was just listed like 2 hours before we went down there. By the time we got down there was a line 8 people deep. The wife and I said, well, we're not going to stand in line to see the house. Let's call the realtor. And we did. And he was very prompt, got back with us. He said, well, just to let you know, he said, this is our first day, and we already have 5 offers. And it's $110,000 more than the asking price at this moment. And we were like, no. I mean, we have the money to do it. Yeah. I mean, we have the money to do it. But like I told her, I said, we're not going upside down in the house. I said, look, the market's going to crash. I mean, that's all there is to it. the real estate market cannot sustain this. It's going to, and think about it, people are going upside down in their homes, Marie, meaning that they're locking themselves into those properties for the next 30 years, because, or at least the next 10. Because if you pay $110,000 more, and I'm sure the house sold for more than that, that was just at the moment we were talking to him. But if let's say the house sold for $110,000 more than what they asked, well, that was $670,000, and you'd have to be in that home for at least 10 years and make extra payments in order to make up like that $110,000 extra that you paid. Okay.
Well, depending on where the house appraises at, right? And this is where a lot of first-time home buyers are getting kind of bit in the shorts by this, is that they're going in and they're trying to bid up to a point where they can get the house, but then the appraisal comes in and there's this gap between what the house is actually valued at that the lender will accept, and now what the buyer has said they will purchase the property for. So all of a sudden they're having to come up with tens of thousands of dollars out of pocket that they weren't really anticipating. So they end up losing deals more often than not because of that. So
yes, I'm sure that happens.
yeah.
So far, we have not seen that. The homes that we've looked at, in fact, ended up selling. But yes, you're absolutely right. I'm not disputing what you're saying, because I know that's correct. In this particular, well, the ones that we have gone out to look for that we walked away from, we were like, no, and they ended up selling. Like this house here, that the last we know was $110,000 more than what they asked. That house sold. Whoever bought it had the money, to make up that difference. Because you're right. Banks are not going to just say, "Oh, sure, Rob, not a problem. We'll give you $110,000 more than what it's worth." That ain't going to happen, obviously, some people, not all, some people have the money to be able to pay the difference, and it's crazy, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think it's interesting. Real estate runs on a cycle. It has its ups and downs. It goes up, it goes down, and this is somewhat reminiscent of the early 2000s, like 2006, 7, leading up to like 2008 when we started the downturn there. And people were just like so optimistic. It's like, no, it's not going to go down. It's going to keep going up. I hear the same thing now. And I'm like, nah, it's got to come down.
It's cool. It's going to. I would say that right now.
Yeah.
It is cyclical. And you're right. It is going to happen, folks. And smart people like Miss Marie steps back and says, no, I'm not doing this. I tell the wife all the time, I said, well, look, when we go out to look at a home, there's one thing that you have to develop if you don't have it already. And she said, what's that? I said, the ability to walk away, to never love a property so much that you just have to have it, and you lose all common sense and end up getting yourself in a bad situation. You have to be able to walk away. And I told her, I said, because there's always going to be another property. There's always going to be another deal. And I would say for the most part, she has adopted that. She gets it, and she has not made a big issue out of it. But you're right. You got to have the ability to walk away and say, now's not the time to be doing that.
Well, and sometimes that ends up working out to your benefit. I know when we relocated here to Utah and we started looking at houses, we found a house that we really liked. It had been on the market for a while. This was back in 2002, so things were a little bit different, granted.
Right.
But it had been sitting on the market for a while, and we're like, oh, this is pretty much what we want. The floor plan was great. It was in a good location. And unfortunately, I had come out. Joe was already living here because his job had started, and I had come out from Wisconsin. I forgot to bring the checkbook with me, so we weren't able to put a deposit down on the house. So, told the real estate agent, "Hey, get you the information on Monday." I called him Monday, and he's like, "Guess you're not going to believe what happened. This house has been on the market for a while, and an offer was put on this weekend." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Well, we can still put in an offer." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to get into a bidding war. Somebody else already put their deposit down. They were prepared. They were interested. They can have it. We'll find something else." And what ended up happening was we found almost the exact same floor plan, but a little bit better with the finished basement.
Oh my gosh.
In the house we're in now. So
well, look at that.
It worked out so much better. And even though the neighborhoods are pretty close, where we ended up actually ended up being a better location on top of it. So, sometimes that patience and that willingness to walk away definitely can work out in your favor.
Yes, it does. Without any doubt. Yes. And that's the thing, is that you have to be willing to be a little patient, right? And show some restraint. If you do that, you'll be amazed at what you can find.
Yeah.
And my biggest fear, and I don't know if you obviously have experienced this, Miss Marie, is that I would buy something and then find something better the next following week, and I'd be like, dang.
All right, but if you're buying something, why are you still looking?
Well, no, you run into it by accident. You're like, oh, crap. My gosh, if I'd have just waited.
Yeah, well, everybody has a sense of buyer's remorse, right? I was reading an article the other day. A lot of first-time home buyers within the first couple weeks of owning their new home end up with buyer's remorse, and a lot of it's because they don't necessarily think about everything that goes into home ownership. Because when you think about it, when you're changing from either living with your parents or being in a rental situation to owning your own home, there's so much more that goes with it. Like, a lot of people will basically max themselves out on the purchase of the home. Oh, but wait, there's the homeowner's insurance. There's all the stuff that needs to go into the home, appliances, furniture, those types of things. Right. And then if you own your own home, you also have to take care of the outside of the home. So then you're talking all the yard tools and maintenance things and maintenance costs, and it gets crazy. I know owning a home is one of the big American dreams, but boy, it's also one of the big American expenses.
It is. Yeah, and there's I can vouch for that. Oh man. But I wouldn't change a thing. I enjoy it. Even to this day, I've thought about getting back into it, especially since I know the market is going to be changing here shortly. I know that's not what people want to hear. If you're listening, you might want to go turn it off now, turn the volume down, because there's going to be a correction. This is not the way. Everything is discombobulated, and believe you me, there's going to be a correction coming very soon. And most people will not like what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's going to do what it's going to do, unfortunately.
Well, history says it will. And it's amazing, Miss Marie, how people have short memories. I could see why the Democrats use the crazy evil powers they do, because people are too lazy to remember and don't want to deal with it. They'd rather focus on something else. And they're like, you know what, go ahead and do it. They have short memories. They'll soon forget. Yeah. So point is that when it comes to real estate, for whatever reason, people are like, no, I don't remember 2008. Not at all. Right?
And that wasn't that long ago. No, it was not. And of course, my story. I knew things were coming, and I sold everything, and made a killing, got top money for it. And which I think you see a lot of people doing now. Why it's such a seller's market. People are getting out, and they're getting top dollar. So,
well, to add on, and we'll close the show here in a moment. I see some people, Miss Marie, literally around us, that bought their house a year, 13, 14 months ago, and they're putting it up on the market literally almost $200,000 more than what they paid for it. And, so they can negotiate down, and it's amazing how much they're getting. They're like, because I talked to them, and they're like, well, why would I not sell? People are paying these crazy prices. That's money in my pocket. Why would I not sell?
Well, you got to have somewhere to go. That's one aspect.
And I said that, and they said, well, no, the wife and I talked about, we're going to rent for a while because we know what's coming down the road. And I said, well, you're pretty smart. I said, I don't blame you a bit. I said, if you can get the money, man, They said, yeah, you can't pass up this kind of money.
Yeah.
And so there's people out there that are smart and then jumping on it. And I mean, literally, we have 2 houses across the street from us that have done that scenario within the last 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So there you go, right?
Yep. Hold on, everyone. We could be in for a wild ride.
Well, we're going to be. It's going to get ugly. You mark my words. Within the next year, probably sooner, probably 9 months, but within the next year, things are going to be ugly. Ugly. All right. Enough of that. With that being said, we have had a great week, Miss Marie. What is Monday's topic? Do you know?
Monday's topic. What should we talk about on Monday? How about this? You can do everything right and still not be successful.
That's right. That's right.
I think that'll be a good topic to talk about on Monday. Kick off the week.
Let's see. And still not be successful. And you know what? That's a great topic for next week. There it is, guys. It's on the ticker. You can do everything right and still not be successful. That's Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The reason for that is many, and we're going to be talking about that. Sometimes it's you can do everything right. Sometimes it's the timing. Sometimes it's the wrong company. There's a combination of things that we're going to talk about. Once again, it's a subject no one else is going to talk about. And we did one thing, an episode not long ago, Miss Marie, not to build your, if you fail, don't beat yourself up emotionally, right? Yep. This takes it a step further because you could do everything right. You can ensure the company has the 5 things that a company must have in order to do something special. You can do the 5 simple steps correctly. You can do everything right. And guess what? Okay, and there's reasons for that, and we're going to touch on the various reasons for that, so you don't beat yourself up. And Miss Marie, we talked about in one of those episodes, some people cut the cord quickly. In certain cases, that is the thing to do. And as we talk about it Monday, you're going to see why there can be power in saying, I'm cutting the cord, I'm out of here, it's time to go find another company. So we're going to talk about that. Very intriguing subject. Would you not agree?
I'm excited for it.
Yep. You're always excited for our show.
I am. I think they're fun.
They are fun. Okay. All right. Real quick, guys. We didn't do it yesterday. We're going to do it today. You want to be a beta tester for our upcoming lead site? Well, guess what? You got to get on the list. And the only way to get on the list is go to ineedleadsnow.net/beta. For all you on the podcast, once again, ineedleadsnow.net/beta. Go there, fill out the form. No shenanigans. As you know, we don't pull shenanigans with our email system. Fill out the form. You're going to get a link to a free I Need Leads Now ebook. Covers all things leads, invaluable information. Once again, if you don't know, you're going to learn. If you're following us, everybody knows about the famous what not to do in network marketing. Miss Marie, one of Miss Marie's favorite products, 146 paragraphs followed with 146 audio files, which are real life examples of each and every subject in the book. Takes your knowledge level even higher with each and every audio file. That being said, you're going to get many training videos, plus you're going to get all kinds of surprise bonuses with this package. It's normally $197 for the next 24 hours, only $47. $150 instant savings. You can't beat that. This information will literally help you become a focused business building machine. It'll teach you what to do in network marketing. It will teach you what not to do. This is a unique, one-of-a-kind product you cannot get anyplace else, touching on subject matters that no one else will address. You can get that at themlmsolution.net/WNTD, which is an abbreviation for what not to do. All right. Once again, themlmsolution.net/WNTD. And finally, if you want to catch up with our podcast for the week, just go to the website. At the top of the page, you will see a link that says podcast replay. Go there, register once again for a free ebook gift. With that free gift comes a bunch of surprise bonuses that you'll love. But remember, there are no email shenanigans with us. And once you go there, that page has all the every episode of the previous week. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So you can catch up. One convenient location, plus get a free gift. Can't beat that. And Miss Marie, I'm going to be changing this right here, just so you know. The URL will be what not to do. Okay. We're going to change the URL, which will make it easy. You don't have to remember that big, long URL. And it'll be the what not to do in network marketing URL. So it'll make it much more convenient for people to find us. Plus, you and I will be sending you very shortly for your review and input the registration pages for our live events, because we're going to start promoting that live event months in advance, so
Awesome.
people can pre-register. Yep. So there you go. How do you like that?
I like it.
I do too. So there are a lot of great things going on. A lot of great things. All right, Miss Marie, you have a wonderful weekend, a safe weekend. Be careful, have fun. We'll see you guys Monday at 11 a.m. as always. Thank you guys for everything. We are so grateful for our new subscribers. We're very grateful that you guys are sharing our information with our fellow network marketers. We see it, and we're grateful for it. Would you not agree, Miss Marie?
Absolutely.
Yes. Things continue to move forward. Guys, you have a great weekend. Everybody be safe. We love you. We'll see you Monday at 11 a.m. Take care.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.